Okay, right now. So we are discussing the module 3, so which is performance of transmission lines. So under this, we will discuss the classification of transmission lines as well as modeling and the performance of short transmission lines in the previous class. And today's class is about modeling and performance of medium transmission lines. So under this, you are going to study the three methods: end condenser method, nominal T network method, and nominal pi network method. Okay. So performance in the sense you are going to estimate the voltage regulation and efficiency of these medium transmission lines by using three methods. Right. Upon completion of this lecture, you can develop the mathematical solution to estimate the regulation and efficiency of medium transmission lines using end condenser method, nominal T method, and nominal pi method. Right. Let us discuss about the modeling and performance of transmission lines, medium transmission lines. So in the previous lecture, we were completed the modeling and performance of the short transmission lines. In short transmission line, the effect of line capacitance is neglected. So because the length of the line is very small, as well as voltage level is relatively very low, which is less than 20 kilovolts. Okay, for short transmission lines, effect of capacitance is neglected, and only we will consider the two series elements, which are resistance and inductance, right? So now in case of medium transmission lines, you have to consider this effect of capacitance also. Okay, so this capacitance is uniformly distributed, so over the length of the transmission line, you know that, right? But for the calculation purpose, you can lump the capacitance value or resistance and inductance values. Okay, so resistance, inductance, and capacitance, these parameters are uniformly distributed throughout the length of the transmission line, right? So but for our calculation purpose, for short transmission line and for medium transmission line, we will lump the elements, right? So in case of short transmission line, as we are considering only two elements, resistance and inductance, we lump the resistance and inductance. So in case of medium transmission line, you are considering all the three elements: resistance, inductance, and capacitance. So you have to, even though your transmission line is distributed, so you have to consider them as a lumped network. Okay. Right here, to determine the performance of medium transmission line, we are going to use the three methods. So these three methods are also called as a localized capacitance method. So in these three methods, so the effect of capacitance is considered to be a lumped or concentrated, and that capacitance may be placed at the end, which means across the load, or it can be divided into two parts and can be placed at half of the part at receiving end and half of the part at sending end. So that is called the nominal pi network. Okay, so when all the capacitance is concentrated at the center of the line, so then the network is said to be nominal T network. So we use these three methods to know the performance of medium transmission line. Now let us discuss about each method individually. Right. First, let us see the end condenser method. Okay, so a condenser here is nothing but capacitance only. Okay, so the transmission line total capacitance is lumped together or concentrated at the end of the line. So that means at the end of the line, you will be generally having load. So across the load, you are going to connect your total capacitance of the transmission line. You see in the figure. Okay, so this is the total capacitance of the transmission line. Okay? Total capacitance of the transmission line, which is connected at the end of the line. So this is the line impedance, so which is having resistance as well as.
Subject
You mute your audio. Okay, right. So this is your transmission line. So right, the transmission line will be having two series elements, resistance and inductance. So that series resistance and inductance are lumped together, and together with the resistance and inductance, we may call it as impedance. Now the capacitance, the total capacitance of the transmission line, that capacitance is a Senti element which is connected at the end of the transmission line, right? So here you are having load at the end, so across the load you are going to connect the capacitance. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, right. Here the total capacitance of the transmission line connected across the end of the line, so at the which is across the load. Okay, so now for this network you develop the voltage equations, voltage and current equations. So now Vs, you apply the KCL here in this loop. Now voltage across this capacitance is same as voltage across the load, which is VR. That means, so between the terminal this and this, you will be having VR as a your voltage. Okay, across the capacitance, voltage is VR only, which is receiving end voltage, right? So across the transmission line, the voltage can be represented as current flowing through this transmission line, which is sending in current IS, and the impedance Z. So that means this can be written as IS into Z. That Z may be R plus JXX. Okay. So this is the voltage drop across this transmission line. Okay. Across this. And here the voltage across the capacitance is this VR, so which is across load. Okay. Now if you apply the KCL in the first loop, sorry, KVL in the first loop, so then Vs is equal to voltage across this transmission line, which is Is into R plus Jx, and voltage across this. Okay, so Vs is equal to Is into R plus Jx plus VR. Okay, so similarly the current, sending end current Is can be written as Ic plus Ir. So at this node you are going to apply KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, right? Incoming current is equal to outgoing current, so Is is equal to Ic plus Ir you will get. Okay, so now, so Ic is the current flowing through the capacitance, and capacitance voltage is VR, right? VR is the voltage across the capacitance. So now if you want to calculate the current flowing through this capacitance, so then current flowing through the capacitance Ic is equal to, so voltage across the capacitance, which is VR, by reactance of that capacitance. Okay, so which can be written as VR by, so that the reactance of the capacitance is 1 by j omega c. So this will become j omega c into VR. Okay, so current flowing through the capacitance Ic is equal to j omega c VR. Okay, so that is this value. In place of Ic you are going to use j omega c VR plus IR. Okay, so these are the two equations, sending end voltage and sending end current equations. Now this sending end voltage and sending end current may be represented with only in terms of receiving end voltage and receiving end current. Okay, so for that purpose, here in place of Is you can substitute this value in the voltage expression. Vs is equal to Is into R plus Jx plus VR. Here in place of Is you are going to substitute this equation, which is j omega c VR plus IR. So then Vs will be equal to j omega c VR plus IR into R plus Jx plus VR you will get. Okay, so like this you can calculate the sending end voltage and sending end current from the values of receiving end current and receiving end voltage. Now for the same network, which is independential method, so for the same network you can draw the phasor diagram. Okay, so now let us consider here VR as a reference. Okay, so this is your reference voltage VR. You are taking this as a reference. So now from this equation, what you can say, your Vs sending end voltage is receiving end voltage plus Is into R plus Is into Jx. Okay, so that means to get the Vs you have to sum this VR and is into r plus jx vectorially. Okay, so is into r plus jx, this r plus jx can also be called as z. Is into z also you can say. Okay, so for this VR, you are taking VR as a reference. For this VR, you have to add the is into z. Okay, so this is into z is the sum of is into r
Russia was the first
and
country
is
to
into
announce
xl.
COVID vaccine candidates Sputnik 5.
This is the
The third
ASL. Okay, first you have to consider the VR as the reference voltage. So when you consider VR as the reference voltage, so then generally your load will be inductive in nature. So then IR will be generally lagging. So this IR will be lagging the voltage VR by an angle phi r. Okay. So now the I into I. What about this IS? IS is the sum of IC and IR. Okay. So for to get IC, for the vector IR, you have to add IC. Okay. So now this IC is 90 degrees to this VR, as this is the purely capacitance value. So the current flowing through the capacitance will be leading the voltage VR. Okay, at an angle of 90 degrees. That means here from this IR perpendicular to this VR, you have to add the vector IC. Okay, so now this IR plus IC vectorially, if you add, you will get the IC, sorry, IS, which is sending in current. Okay, so this value. Now the angle between sending in voltage and sending in current is the phi s value. Okay, so from these two equations only you are going to draw the vector diagram. I think you know well about these vector diagrams. Okay, right, after knowing the values of voltage and current, you can estimate the voltage regulation of the transmission line, so by using end condenser method. So voltage regulation is nothing but it is the change in voltage from no load to full load, which is expressed as a ratio of full load. If you want percentage voltage regulation, you have to multiply that value with 100. Okay, this is percentage voltage regulation. So now here, so this VR dash is the no load voltage. Okay, so VR dash is the no load receiving end voltage, and VR is the full load value, full load receiving end voltage. Okay, so now to calculate this VR dash, which is no load receiving end voltage, you have to disconnect your load at the terminals. Okay, so now if you disconnect the load at the terminals, that means there is no load at the end of the transmission line. So then the terminal voltage across these open circuited terminals is the no load voltage, which is represented with VR dash. So this VR dash is the voltage across this capacitance only. Okay, so that means here if you observe, you are having impedance and capacitance. That means impedance here. So impedance and capacitance. So these are connected in series with the voltage source Vs. Okay, so as there is no load, okay, so these two will come in series. So now this is Z and this is XC, reactance of the capacitance, or you can say that this value is 1 by j omega c, right? So if your j is going to upside, so this will become minus 1 by j omega c. Okay, and your impedance value is R plus jx. Now here, to know the no load receiving end voltage, which is the voltage across the capacitance, here you have to get the VR. So which is the receiving end voltage under no load, which is VR dash. Okay, so now as these two are in series, you can use the voltage division rule. Okay, so the total voltage is Vs between these 2 points. So then when you want to find out the voltage across the capacitance, which is no load receiving end voltage, VR dash is equal to, so this total voltage multiplied by impedance of this. Okay, so total voltage magnitude you take. Okay, total voltage magnitude into impedance of this capacitance or reactance of this capacitance is minus j by j omega c, sorry, minus j by omega c by sum of these two. Okay, so z plus xc. Okay, so you can also write like this. So this is xc by z plus xc. Okay, so xc here is minus j by, sorry, this is minus j by omega c. Okay, so minus j by omega c, and z is r plus jx. You substitute those values, so then you will get this equation. So vr dash is equal to magnitude of vs into minus j by omega c by r plus jx minus j by omega c. Okay, so now when you substitute all the values, resistance, inductance, sending end voltage, capacitance, all these values, you will get vr dash, and vr dash is the full load voltage. Sorry, vr is the full load voltage. Now voltage regulation can be calculated by using this equation. Okay, percentage of voltage regulation. So in a similar way, you can estimate the efficiency of the transmission line by using this method. Okay, percentage of efficiency is equal to power delivered at the receiving end by power sent at the sending end. Okay, so power, let us assume the power delivered at the receiving end will be P. Okay, so this P is equal to VR IR cos phi R. Okay, P is equal to VR IR cos phi R. Sending end voltage, sending end power can be written as receiving end power plus losses. Okay, power losses. Okay, so now this percentage efficiency P by P plus losses here is I square into IS square into R. So losses generally will occur through the resistance only. You have to consider the resistance. Okay? I square R losses. I square into R is the power loss. If it is a three phase, you have to take 3 into I square R. Okay. So this is how you can calculate the percentage of efficiency for medium transmission lines by using capacitor method. Right now, for the same end capacitor method, let us determine the ABCD parameters, or by using ABCD parameters also you can express the performance of the transmission line. Okay. Now to get the ABCD parameters also, you take the same network. So end condenser method network, you take the same network. So now write the KVL and KCL equations as like previously. So Vs is equal to, so here you apply KVL. So this Vs is equal to the voltage across this capacitance VR plus Is into this Z. Okay. So Vs is equal to VR plus Is into Z. In a similar manner, if you write the KCL at this node, Is is equal to IR plus this will be, let us call it this as IC. Okay. So that IC is V by XC. Okay, so this can be written as V into Y. So this Y is the reciprocal of the this 1 by X. Okay, so Is can be written as in place of IC, Y into VR plus IR you can write. Okay, this voltage is VR. So VR into Y is your IC, and IR you have to write. So these are the sending end voltage and sending end current in terms of receiving end voltage and receiving end current. Here you are not having receiving end current. So in place of Is, now you substitute the second equation, so which is Y into VR plus IR, right? So now then Vs will become VR plus Y into VR plus IR into Z. So from this you can write final expression for Vs as Vs is equal to 1 plus YZ into VR plus Z into IR. So now these two equations, so this equation, sending end current and sending end voltage. So these two, when you compare with ABCD parameters network equations, so which is these are the ABCD parameters network equations, voltage and current equation. Vs is equal to A into VR plus B into IR. Is is equal to C into VR plus D into IR. So now you compare these. So let this, if it is one first equation, and this is second equation, and this 3 and 4. Okay, so now you compare these two equations and with these two equations. 1 2 is compared with 3 4. So then what you will get, this A is equal to 1 plus yz. Okay, so A is equal to 1 plus yz, and B is equal to z, C is equal to y, and D is equal to 1. So like this you can calculate the ABCD parameters for the transmission line by using end condenser method. So now if you represent those two equations in matrix form, these two equations in matrix form, so then that can be represented as Vs into Is vector is equal to this matrix 1 plus yz into z by 1 plus yz z by 1 into Vr IR. Okay, right. So this is about the end condenser method. Right. So let us discuss the nominal T method. Okay, so in nominal T method, the total capacitance of the transmission line is concentrated at the middle of the transmission line. Okay, now you are having the transmission line. So the transmission line will be having resistance and inductance uniformly distributed. Okay, so but for calculation purpose, that uniformly distributed resistance and inductance will be lumped or concentrated together. So now this is the resistance and inductance of the transmission line. Okay, now in case of end condenser or end capacitor method, the total capacitance of the transmission line is connected at the end of the transmission line. Okay, so but here in this nominal T method, that the total capacitance will be connected at the middle of the transmission line, right? So this is the total impedance of the transmission line. So now in the middle means nothing but, so here you have to connect. Okay, that means this is Z. So you will get this network as Z by 2 one side and Z by 2 another side. Okay, so Z by 2, Z by 2, right? You are going to divide the transmission line into two parts, and in the middle you are going to connect your capacitance. That means total capacitance is concentrated at the middle of the transmission line. Okay, so now from sending end to this middle end point, you will be having an impedance of Z by 2, and from middle point to receiving end point, so you will be having an impedance Z by 2. Okay, so now here is your Vs, and current flowing through this is Is. In similar way, here you are having the load. Okay, so here you are having the load impedance, and current flowing through this load will be receiving end current IR, and voltage across the load is VR. Okay, so now this same network, so this same network is represented here. Okay, so now here Z is nothing but R plus JX. Okay, so half of the impedance is R by 2 plus J X by 2 you will get. Here this is Z by 2. This is another Z by 2. Okay, so now in the middle of the transmission line, you are going to connect the total capacitance. Okay, so that capacitance will be having a reactance of 1 by J omega C. Okay, so reactance, if you calculate the total impedance, reactance or impedance you can say. Okay, now reciprocal of this impedance will be Y, admittance you will get, that will be J omega C. Okay, for parallel networks you always take the admittances, right? Admittance of this capacitance will be J omega C. How you, okay, so now from this network you develop the voltage and current equation. Okay, right. So now you calculate the voltage across this capacitance, or voltage at that middle end point. Okay, voltage at this point will be equal to voltage across this plus total receiving end voltage. Okay, So VC is equal to, so VC is the voltage across your capacitance. Okay, now you are going to apply KCL in the second loop. Okay, so now VC is equal to voltage drop across this, so which is nothing but IR into Z by 2, or you can say Z by 2. Okay, IR into Z by 2 plus this voltage which is across the load. Here you will be having load, so voltage across the load will be your receiving end voltage VR. Okay, so now, so in place of Z by 2, you can write this value R by 2 plus JX by 2. Okay, so now if you take the current as a reference, so here if you take the current as a reference, that means current receiving end current IR, you are taking it as a reference. So this will be having magnitude of IR at an angle of 0 degrees. So this is the reference. So this angle is 0 degrees. Then what about the VR? So here it was represented with small VR. Right? You are taking IR as reference. So then receiving end voltage, so will be magnitude of your, what is your angle? So the angle will be power factor angle. That means this voltage VR will be for inductive load, it will be leading the current. Okay, so here we will be having phi R. Okay, okay, Nama. So for inductive load, current is lagging the voltage. Okay, so but you can also say that voltage is leading the current. Okay, so you will, here will be having plus sign for this angle. Okay, so now this equation can also be expressed as, so V magnitude of VR into, so e power j into phi R. Okay, this can be written as in polar format magnitude of VR into j into pi R. So this can be written as this one. Okay, so e power j into phi R can be written as cos phi R plus j sin phi R. Okay, so now you have to multiply this VR also. So you will get magnitude of VR into cos phi R plus j into VR into sin phi R. Okay, so in place of this VR, you are getting this. So you are taking the reference current, sending in receiving end current as reference. So then your receiving end voltage will be leading the at an angle of phi. Okay, so this angle is phi R. Angle between VR and IR is phi R. Okay, so from this, if you have to express in polar form, this will be magnitude of VR into e power j phi R. So now this can be written as magnitude of VR into cos phi R plus j into magnitude of VR into sin phi R. Okay, so this is VR value. So now you are having another value IR into Z by 2. Right? In place of Z, if you substitute R plus JX, then this will become IR into capital R by 2 plus J into X by 2.
నువ్వు నన్ను కనుక్కోవాలి ఫస్ట్ ఇక్కడ ఏం జరిగింది నా సైడ్ వెర్షన్ నువ్వు నా మీద వస్తే మరి ఎవరైనా అట్లనే మాట్లాడతారు ఫస్ట్.
Okay, so this is the VC value. So VC is the voltage at the this middle point, or voltage across the capacitance also you can say. Okay, it is clear, I think, how you got this VC value. Okay, so then after getting VC, so you apply the KVL for the first loop. Okay, so when you apply the KVL for the first loop, what you will get? Vs is equal to Is into that Z by 2. Okay, so this value is Z by 2. So now voltage drop across this value, this Z by 2 is Is into Z by 2. Okay, and voltage across this capacitance, which is Vc plus Vc, you can write. Right, so this is what here it is written. Okay, Vs is equal to your Vc, so your Vc plus Is into, in place of Z you can write R plus Jx, so then you can write it as Is into R by 2 plus J into X by 2 you can write. Okay, so this is the voltage equation when you apply the KVL at the first loop. Okay, right, So now here Vs value is this one, right? In this equation, you are going to substitute this value, this total value in place of your Vc. So then Vs will become Vs is equal to magnitude of Vr into cos phi r plus j into magnitude of Vr into sin phi r plus IR into r by 2 plus j into x by 2, you will get plus this value, so which is Is into r by 2 plus jx by 2. So by using this equation, you can get the sending in voltage. Okay, so in a similar manner, so now what is the current flowing through this capacitance value? Okay, current flowing through the capacitance IC is equal to, so V by Z actually. So now as it is a pure capacitance, so this value Z value will be XC. Okay, so this can also be written as V into Y. Okay, so voltage across this capacitance is here is VC, so this value is VC. So VC into Y you can write. Okay, so in place of so VC into Y. So then what is this Y? Y is the reciprocal of XC, so which is XC is 1 by J omega C. So this can be written as, so VC VC into, in place of Y, reciprocal of 1 by J omega C, which is what J omega C you will get. Okay, so that means IC is equal to J into omega C into VC. Okay, IC value. Now if you apply KCL at this middle point, then sending end current is equal to Is is equal to this IC plus receiving end current IR. Okay, Is is equal to IC plus IR. Okay, so in place of IC you have to substitute this value, which is J omega C into VC. Okay, so like this you can get the sending end current and sending end voltage. Okay, after getting the voltage and current equations, you can estimate the regulation and efficiency for this network. Okay, so the here also you can draw the phasor diagram for this network in the similar manner as previous case. So but here you are taking current as the reference. Okay, so you take current as a reference here. So this is your reference vector. Now you are getting Is as a sum of this IR plus IC. Okay, Is is the IR plus IC. So that means for this vector IR, you have to add this IC. Okay. Now, if you after drawing the vector of this IR, so then you have to draw the vector of VR. Okay. So VR is generally leading the current with an angle of phi r. So this is your VR. Okay, first you draw the IR. Okay, so IR is the reference value. So now generally the load will be inductive in nature. So for inductive load, your voltage VR will be leading the current. Okay, with an angle of phi r. Okay, so then how you can get this VC? So VC is the sum of voltage drop across this and VR. That means for this VR you have to add this IR into R by 2 plus JX by 2. Okay, for this VR you have to add this. Okay, now this IR into R by 2 will be generally in parallel to the current vector. That means, so in parallel to this, you will be having IR into small r by 2. Right? Then this IR into IR into JX by 2. So that will be 90 degrees to IR. So that means perpendicular to this, you will be having J into IR into X by 2 you will be having. Okay, so that means this VR plus IR into r by 2 plus j into IR into x by 2. The total value will be, what is this value? This is the VC. Okay, this is the VC. So here also the same, the diagram. Okay, right. So then what is current flowing through the capacitance? So current flowing through the capacitance is your IC. Okay, and voltage across this is VC. Capacitance voltage across voltage is VC. Okay, so now this current IC is leading the voltage VC. Okay, so if you want to draw the vector IC, so that IC value will be generally leading the VC. So that means this is your vector VC. For perpendicular to this, you will be having your IC. So that means so that IC is added to IR to get the IS value. So here you are going to add this IS, IC, sorry. So you are going to add this IC, which is perpendicular to the vector VC. Okay. Okay, now are you getting my point? So to get the value of IC, you have to add IR and IC. Okay, so IR is the reference value. So this of IC. Okay, so that the direction for the first we develop the VC vector. Okay, so that VC vector is this one. How you get we were explained, right? So now this IC is the current flowing through the capacitance. Okay, so now this IC will be generally leading the VC. Okay, as it is a capacitance, IC leads the VC. That means this IC will be perpendicular to your VC. As this is the vector VC, so perpendicular to this you have to draw the vector IC. So this is IC. Okay, so now IR plus this IC is your IS. Okay, so now to get the sending end voltage, so now for this VC you have to add voltage drop across this, so which is IS into R by 2 plus J into X by 2. Okay, this we are added here. Here you are having VC. For this VC you have to add IS into R by 2. This IS into R by 2 will be it will be parallel to this IS vector. Okay, so for IS by R by 2 it has to be parallel to this IS vector. Then J into IS into X by 2 will be perpendicular to IS. Now this VC plus IS into R by 2 plus J into IS into J X by 2 will be your total VS. So this is your VS value. Okay, so like this you can draw the vector diagram for nominality method. Okay, after drawing the vector diagram, after getting the voltage and current equations, we can estimate the voltage and voltage regulation and efficiency of the transmission line by using nominality method. Okay, now voltage regulation, percentage voltage regulation is the change in voltage from no load to full load, so which is expressed as a fraction of full load. Okay, here the expression for voltage regulation, percentage voltage regulation will be VR dash minus VR by VR. So here this VR dash is no load voltage and VR is the full load voltage. Okay, so now you have to get the VR dash, which is a no load voltage. Okay, from the given network. So now this network you have to consider. Now you have to disconnect the load here at the receiving end. You have to disconnect the load. So the network will be under no load condition. When it is under no load condition, you should not consider the effect of these resistances. Second part. Okay, this will be eliminated. Okay, So this VR will be now voltage across the capacitance. Okay, when there is no load here, so the effect of this impedance will be neglected. So the network will become like this. Okay, so now this VC and VR both will be same under no load condition. So now the no load voltage at the receiving end will be, so we were represented with VR dash, right? So this VR dash is the voltage at the receiving end under no load conditions. Okay. So you see here in this network also, you are represented the same. First you are having first Z by 2. So this total is Z by 2. First part of Z by 2, which is R by 2 plus J X by 2. So now this that will be in series with your capacitance. See, so our voltage across this will be VR dash. Okay. So this network is drawn under the no load condition. So now if you consider all are in series, so you can divide, you can apply the voltage division rule. So now this voltage across the capacitance, which is VR dash, is equal to, so magnitude of sending in voltage Vs multiplied by and impedance of this capacitance, so which is XC by Z by 2 plus XC, you will get it. Okay, so now XC here is the 1 by J omega C, or if J is going to upside, you will get minus 1 by J minus J by omega C. Okay, so this is the no load voltage. So this is same as this. Okay, VR dash is equal to magnitude of Vs into, in place of XC you have to write minus J by omega C, by in place of Z by 2 you can write Z is R plus Jx, so R by 2 plus J X by 2 you will get, and again here you are having XC, so that XC value is minus J by omega C. Okay, right. So like this you can estimate the voltage regulation of the transmission line by using nominal T method. Okay, so now efficiency. So efficiency is general equation is power delivered by power delivered at the receiving end by power sent at the sending end. Okay, so same as this power delivered at the receiving end is P is equal to VR into IR into cos phi r. So this is the same. Okay, so now power sent at the sending end can be written as power output or power at the receiving end P plus losses. Okay, so now you here in this network, this losses, how you can represent these losses? So losses are the power losses which are across the resistances. Okay, now if you see the network, total network for nominal T method, so now this is your network, and here you are having two resistances. Okay, so here you are having one part of resistance R by 2, here you are having R by 2, and current flowing through this R by 2 is IS, and current flowing through this R by 2 is IR. Okay, so voltage drop across this resistance will be IS square into, sorry, voltage, not voltage drop, power drop, power losses, IS square into R by 2 is the power loss. So for this resistance, power loss is IR square into R by 2. Okay, so now total power losses will be sum of these two. Okay, IS square R by 2 plus IR square R by 2 you will get. Okay, so this is for one phase only. So that means this is the equivalent circuit for one phase single. So for three phase you have to multiply this with 3. Okay, see here, so percentage of efficiency is equal to P by P plus total losses is 3 times R by 2 IR square plus IS square you got. Okay, right. For this network, for the nominal T network, so you can also estimate, determine the ABCD parameters, right? For getting the ABCD parameters, again you took the take the same network, and develop the voltage and current equations. Okay, so as usual, first initially you have to apply the KVL at the second loop. So when you apply KVL, this VC is equal to this VR plus drop across this, so which is IR into Z by 2. Okay, so VC is equal to VR plus IR into Z by 2. And what is IC? IC is the current flowing through the capacitance. So current flowing through the capacitance can be expressed as voltage across the capacitance, which is VC by Z actually. So which is IC, sorry, which is XC. Okay, so this Z can be written as admittance. Okay, VC into Y you can write. Okay, so this IC is equal to VC into Y. So then you apply the KCL at this node. So then incoming current is equal to outgoing current. So IS is equal to IC plus IR. Okay, IS is equal to IC plus IR. So now what is this IC here? This value VC into Y. IR is equal to, you substitute that value. So then IS is equal to IR plus VC into Y you will get. Okay, and again this VC value is this one. Okay, you substitute that value also here. So then the final equation for IS will be IR plus VR into, sorry, IR plus VR plus IR into Z by 2 into pi. Okay, so this is the sending in current. Okay, so then you apply the KVL at the first loop. So then VS is equal to, so voltage across the capacitance, which is VC plus drop across this, so which is IS into Z by 2. Okay, so VC plus IS into Z by 2 your VS value. Okay, so now this VC again here is this value VR into, sorry, VR plus IR into Z by 2 plus IC value is this one. IC value is this total value you have to substitute here. So IR plus Y into VR plus IR into Z by 2 into this value Z by 2. Okay. So now after some calculations, the final value what you are getting here is this one. Okay, VS is equal to VR into 1 plus YZ by 2 plus IR into Z into 1 plus YZ by 4. So this is the sending in voltage equation, and receiving sending in current equation. IS is equal to IR into 1 plus YZ by 2 plus VR into Y. So this equation you got from this only. Okay, here and here you are having IR is common and VR into Y. So VR into Y, and if you take IR as common, you will get 1 plus YZ by 2 you will get. Okay, so so initially first you have to write voltage, then current. Okay. So to convert into ABCD parameter, right? This equation is same as this equation, which is equal to IS. Okay. Now let us call this as the first equation, and this is the second equation. Okay. So now these two equations were compared with the voltage and current equations, which are coming from a two-port network. So which is VS is equal to A into VR plus B into IR, and IS is C into VR plus B into IR. So now you have to compare these two equations with those two equations, then you will get the ABCD parameters. Okay. So if you compare with these equations, those two equations 1 and 2 are compared with these equations. So then A is equal to 1 plus YZ by 2, B is equal to Z into 1 plus YZ by 4, and C is Y, and D is 1 plus YZ by 2. Okay, in matrix form you can represent the vector like this, which is VS by IS vector is equal to a matrix which is having 1 plus YZ by 2, Z into 1 plus YZ by 4 by 1 plus YZ by 2 into the vector VR IR. Okay. So now from this equation, you can also observe that A and D values of both are same. Okay. So condition for symmetry, and reciprocity is it is AD minus BC. So now if you calculate AD minus BC from this matrix, you can get that value is equal to 1. Okay. So the constants what you are getting will be correct only. right? Next, see the nominal pi network method. Okay, in nominal pi network method, so the total capacitance will be divided into two parts, and one part is connected at the sending end and another part is connected at the receiving end. Okay, so see here in the first method, in end condenser method, the total capacitance will be connected at the end of the transmission, which is at the receiving end. So in case of nominal T method, total capacitance will be connected at the middle of the line, right? So that means the line will be divided into two parts, which is having the impedances Z/2, Z/2. In the middle of the line, you are going to connect the capacitance. This is nominal T method, right? So this network is looking like a T. So this is called the nominal T method. Okay. So now in case of nominal pi method, you have to divide the total capacitance of the transmission line into two parts, and one part will be connected at the sending end, another part will be connected at the receiving end. Suppose if you are having a transmission line which is having an impedance Z. Now, if your total capacitance of the transmission line is C, so then half of the capacitance is connected at the sending end, and another half it will be connected at the receiving end. So now this network is looking like a pi network. So this is called the nominal pi method. Okay. So here you will be having C/2 or X/2. Here you are having the capacitance of C/2, and here also C/2. Okay, and the reactance will be reactance XC. So 1/j omega into C here is half only. So C/2 you will get. Okay, and reciprocal of this reactance you will admittance. Okay, so impedance will be impedance, or you can also say it as XC. Okay, reciprocal of this will be Y admittance value. That value will be J into omega C/2. Okay, that value is represented here. Sorry, only half color. So here half of it. So Y/2 is equal to J omega C/2. So right. So here one half, here one, another half will go. Okay. Right. So for this, you draw the phasor diagram. So by developing the equations. Okay. So now here you take the they were taken the VR as reference. Okay. So VR they were taken the reference. So when you take the VR as reference, so this is the VR vector. VR. So then your IR current flowing through the load. Here actually you will be having load. Okay. So voltage across the load will be VR, and current flowing through the load is IR. So now when you take VR as the reference, and generally load will be inductive in nature, so IR will be lagging VR by an angle phi r. Okay. So now here at this node, the IL is the current flowing through that line. Okay, line impedance. Okay, and IC1 and IC2 is the current flowing to the capacitance values. So here this is IC1 and here it is IC2. Now if you develop a KCL equation at this node, okay, then IL is equal to IC1 plus IR. That means I will write the equation. IL is equal to IC1 plus IL, sorry, IR. So that means to get IL, for this IR vector, you have to add IC1. Okay. So now to know the current direction of IC1, first you have to know the voltage across this capacitance. Okay. So that voltage across the capacitance is same as your voltage at the receiving end. That means so VR only. Okay. So now current flowing through this capacitance IC1 will be 90 degrees to this VR. Okay. So this is the direction of VR. So for this 90 degrees means here you will be having your IC1. Okay. So now this is your vector IR. For this IR, you have to add IC. So that means parallel to this network, you have to connect your IC. Okay, now this IR plus IC will be your IL. This is your IL. Okay. Someone is asking the question. We have the capacitor at the receiving end. So then why it is lagging? You see here, ma. So here all loads generally are the inductive nature. Okay. So voltage across this load, which is having this load, will be inductive nature. Okay. So we are not considering this. So current flowing, we are considering the voltage across the load will be VR, which is a reference value. Right now, current flowing through this load will be IR. Okay. Now